Well, the argument's settled at least. Not only did FIFA completely outplay Pro Evolution Soccer last season, it kicked it in the face and out of the ground, with FIFA 10 becoming arguably the greatest football game ever made. FIFA 11, of course, is coming out later this year, but this being a World Cup year, it means there's a FIFA World Cup game also coming smack bang in the middle of it. But is it worth another 40 of your notes, or do you have to be as rich as the bloke that owns this place to buy it? Let's find out.
No one does PowerPoint quite like EA Sports president Peter Moore, and last month he was in London to show us his latest set of slides and, more importantly, introduce us to the near future of FIFA. With a tournament edition, an online adventure and some fresh blood for the current squad, there's lots to get through, so make yourselves comfortable, take a deep breath, point and laugh at the local idiot, and we'll get shagging. Oh, sorry John, we mean cracking.
It's important to know that we've spent a year with a full-size team to produce a product that's worthy of the biggest sporting event in the world. And I mean, first and foremost for people, it's about gameplay. And from FIFA 10, we've made over 100 enhancements to gameplay. There's some stuff we're not yet announcing, which will come at a later date, which are bigger gameplay initiatives. This is a more refined, enhanced, more responsive version of our gameplay engine. We've really risen the visual bar on this game, the player lighting, brand new pitch which looks much more realistic, a bunch of visual effects down in South Africa, so you got the glowing ad boards, you got confetti streamers, 3D crowd, broadcast captions, fireworks, seat cards, etc, etc. It's the most stunning football game we've produced to date. We've looked at a lot of cases in the game where players would control balls, especially aerial balls, and then be frozen on the spot doing the chest animations. Equally in defence, there was a frustration whereby the player wouldn't clear it. You were tapping the clear button, instead he'd chest it down, then take a touch, and often you'd lose the ball and give up a really good chance for a goal. Players definitely do suffer aerobically when playing at high altitude. You get to the last quarter of the match, and if they haven't got anything left in the locker, they can be opened up and you're going to concede late goals. There's less oxygen, less air resistance, so the ball will fly faster through the air. Conversely, it's harder to keep down, so it's not as if you can suddenly power up shots from 40 yards and they're flying, because they're going to go higher generally than they would do normally. And also the swerve isn't there. There's some announcements coming at a later date. You'll definitely see something along those lines. We don't want to make a feature, throw it away and never use it again. We want to enrich the games to come in the future with as many great features as possible.
So the whole idea behind this is you're taking a ragtag group of players and working with them and building and finding new players to really sculpt a team that is exactly the team that you want to play with. If you're familiar with Ultimate Team, the game just feels so much bigger this year. From just the number of players involved, that's a huge change. So we've gone from the 19 leagues to 29 of the leagues are supported. So that's, I think, from 4,000 to over 7,500 players. So that's really fun, because last year you might have wanted to build a team with some of the players that are your favorites, but they just weren't in the game. Much higher chance that we actually have that player in the game. FIFA 10 is a great gameplay engine, so giving people more ways and fun ways to play with that's a nice bonus. But also, when we're going to be releasing, it's Feb 25th, so that's in around a month from now, that is 5-6 months after FIFA was launched. So you have people who play it all year long, but this is a nice injection of fresh blood, something new to do with FIFA. For all the effort we've put in and the more teams and the more features, we're actually cutting the price by half from what we charged last year. So it's 400 Microsoft points, £399, €499 euros. So that's all half what we charged last year, and you still have the 5-game free trial to sample it. This is the experience they've asked for, and it's more fun, and it's going to be something you're going to want to play for months.
It represents a shift in direction of what we're trying to do. It's, Peter in his presentation talked about those 2 billion football fans in the world, and only a small percentage of them actually interact with our games. So there's a huge opportunity to go out to those football fans and create an experience for them that brings them in to a community and allows them really to have fun. But I think it sits alongside our traditional FIFA games. It provides a new way of interacting with it, and it allows me to, rather than sit in front of the TV for 2 hours every night, allows it more to fit with a lifestyle that maybe I don't have that time. I can play at work for 15 minutes, I can dip in and dip out. The game obviously will scale graphics-wise. Right at the top end on a traditional gamer's PC, it will look amazing, like FIFA 10 does, but it will scale down. And I think, but I'm still very pleased with how it runs on an average spec PC. There's lots of ways that the community will be able to interact. There's traditional ways. We'll have our own dedicated forums. We'll have our own dedicated website portal where all of the stats of all of the players will be surfaced. So we'll have leaderboards. You'll be able to inspect other players, compare yourself, compare teams. And we'll also be running events on that website that will coincide with real-world events, real-world matches, and will bring that football fan who's passionate about their team, will bring them into the game.
Of the new range, FIFA Online is the unknown quantity, but one Mr. President has a very clear vision for.
If there were problems that we're solving with FIFA Online, it's accessibility, it's price, it's time consumption, it's, quite frankly, I can't afford a console right now because of my economic situation, but I love football and I love FIFA. We're bringing back lapsed gamers. We're bringing back football fans who thought football games are too hard for them to play. We're bringing back guys who said £50 is too much money for me to buy a game. Bringing back guys who said, I got 3 kids now, I don't have time to play games.
Whether FIFA Online hits the spots other football games have failed to reach remains to be seen. But Moore has ways of getting what he wants. Remember FIFA 10?
I want 90.
And that's exactly what Dangerous Dave Rutter delivered.
Yes, he did. He actually, and then 1 point to spare. The team did a phenomenal job. And the only downside of that is now, what do you do from there? I still won't let him off the hook for keeping the game quality coming up, which is not going to be easy next year.
No pressure, Dave. FIFA Ultimate Team is out on February the 25th. FIFA World Cup is coming on April the 30th, and FIFA Online goes into open beta in June.